Hello everyone, I am Harshal Petwa and it's a pleasure to welcome you all to today's webinar on Power BI in action from data to dynamic dashboards. Yeah. So talking about Cloud9 Infosystems, Cloud9 Infosystems is a global cloud solution provider headquartered in Chicago with operations in Mumbai. As a born in the cloud company, we are proud to be an Azure expert managed service provider and an AWS Select Care partner. Our services span cloud solutions, managed services, advisory services, helping organizations worldwide transform with the power of cloud. Here's a quick look at the range of services we provide. We specialize in cloud infrastructure and management, offering services like Azure DevOps, OpenAI integration, disaster recovery, all designed to modernize and secure your IT landscape. Our M365 solutions cover everything from licensing and user administration to security, compliance, and service desk support, ensuring smooth operations across your organizations. For startups, Cloud9 for Startups provides free Microsoft tools, Azure credits, and exclusive offers to help you innovate and scale faster. And finally, our business intelligence on cloud leverages Power BI, Azure Synapse, and analysis services to turn your data into actionable insights. At Cloud9, we are committed to delivering smart, scalable, and secure solutions tailored to your growth. Before we dive deeper, I would like to take a moment to share something we are incredibly proud of, our journey with these amazing organizations. At Cloud and Infosystems, we have had the privilege of working with a wide range of clients across industries from global enterprises to innovative startups. Each partnership reflects our dedication to delivering secure, scalable, and intelligent cloud solutions. From here, I would like Prathamesh to take over.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Am I audible? Just give me a heads up if I'm audible. Okay, yeah. So let's go ahead. First of all, thank you so much for joining in today's webinar on Power BI. I am Prathamesh Jaffer, a Power BI developer, and I'm excited to take you through this powerful business intelligence tool that's transforming the way organizations visualize and analyze their data. So first of all, I'll divide the session into two halves. So first half, we'll be going through the PPT, letting you know what Power BI is, why we use Power BI in the organizations, and then slowly we will dive into the practical demo where we have a use case, and based on the use case, we'll be doing some demo, working on real-time dashboards, letting you get the understand the look and feel of the dashboards. So the agenda for today is we'll understand why we need Power BI, what are its benefits, its various components, how can we share and collaborate the reports, and also some licensing summary, like there are various types of Power BIs and everything. So yeah, we'll just dive into it. Next. Okay. So first of all is what is Power BI? Well, so the Power BI is a suite of business analytics tools, which is developed by Microsoft that enables organizations turn raw data into meaningful insights. So it allows you to connect with a wide range of data sources, clean and transform the data, and then visualize it through interactive reports and dashboards. So one of the best things about Power BI is its user-friendly interface. Even if you don't come from a data or technical background, the drag and drop functionality and the Excel-like experience make it easy to get started. It also supports real-time data access, which means you can make decisions based on the most current information available. So this is especially useful for fast-paced environments where timing is critical. And when it comes to customization, Power BI really shines. You can tailor dashboards and reports to meet the specific needs of different departments, whether it's finance, marketing, operations, or HR, making it a versatile tool across the organizations. Yeah, next slide, please. So you might be wondering why do we need Power BI? So again, Power BI is more than just I'll say more than just a data visualization tool. It's basically a comprehensive platform which empowers users to connect to multiple data sources, transform raw data into the meaningful insights, and share those insights across teams and departments. So whether you are a data analyst, whether you're a business user or a decision maker, Power BI has something valuable to offer to you. So in this webinar, we'll explore the core capabilities of Power BI, walk through the real world use cases, and discuss the best practices for building impactful dashboards and reports. I'll also share some tips and tricks that can help you to get the most out of Power BI, whether you are starting out or looking to deepen into expertise. So feel free to drop any questions you have in the chat as we are going along. I'll make sure to address them during the Q&A session or on the chat section. So let's make this session interactive and insightful. So without further ado, let's dive into the world of Power BI and see how it can help us turn data into decisions. So before starting that, let's understand the benefits of Power BI. So now that we understand what Power BI is, let's talk why it's such a valuable tool for businesses. So adopting Power BI brings a wide range of benefits that goes beyond a data visualization. It helps streamline operations, uncover hidden insights, and significantly reduce the time it takes to turn data into actionable decisions. So first, the Power BI offers interactive and personalized dashboards and reports. This means users can tailor their views to focus on what matters the most to them, making data more relevant and easier to interpret. Second, it integrates seamlessly with a wide array of data sources, from Excel to SQL databases to cloud services like Azure, Salesforce, and Google Analytics. So this flexibility ensures that you can bring all your data together in one place. Third, it's definitely cost effective. Compared to traditional Power BI tools or I'll say the business intelligence tools, Power BI offers a strong feature set at a competitive price, making it accessible even to small and medium-sized businesses. The fourth one is Microsoft frequently updates Power BI with new features and improvements, ensuring that users always have access to the latest innovations in data analytics. Next, it's very scalable. So whether you are a team of 5 or a global enterprise, Power BI can grow with your organization needs. And finally, I'd say Power BI leverages modern AI capabilities like natural language queries or predictive analytics to help users gain deeper insights and make smarter decisions. Next, please. So I'll go through the various components of Power BI, starting with the Power BI desktop. So yeah, this is the home page that you land on when you start any project. This view is called a report view. So this is the canvas where you design your dashboards and reports. You can drag and drop the visuals like bar charts, tables, slicers, and maps onto the canvas, and then customize them using fields from your data model. Is the most interactive part of Power BI and where most of your storytelling happens. The next part is the Power Query. So the Power Query is the engine behind data preparation in Power BI. It allows you to connect to various data sources and transform the data before loading it into your model. You can clear, filter, manage, pivot, or even change your data, shape your data, I mean, all without writing any code. It uses a language called M, but also transformations can be done through a user-friendly interface. So this step is crucial because clean and well-structured data leads to accurate and insightful reports. The next part uh, is Power Pivot. So here you can see that how tables are related to each other. So if you import a data set that from Excel or CSV or from any of your SQL databases, there might be various tables. So this is a section where Power BI relates them to each other. You define relationships between tables like one to many, many to one, and manage cardinality and cross-filtering behavior. A well-structured data model is key to building data accurate reports. So we'll be going through all of this when I'll start the demo in the going ahead with the presentation. I'll tell you about the Power View. So Power View is an earlier visualization tool in Power BI stack used primarily in Excel and SharePoint, while it's now largely replaced with more powerful and flexible report view that I mentioned earlier in the Power BI desktop. But this is the laid foundation for interactive data exploration, I'll say. Next. Next is the Power Map. Again, this is also an Excel add-on that allowed users to create 3D geospatial visualizations for their data. It was especially useful for plotting data over time and geography, like sales across regions or population trends across cities in a dynamic and animated format. Next. So these were all the various components of Power BI, the important ones, and you're gonna go through all of this in the demo section. But before that, it's important to understand the sharing and collaboration across the Power BI reports. So one of the key strengths of Power BI is its ability to support collaboration across teams. It's not just about creating reports, but it's also about sharing insights and making data-driven decisions together. So Power BI makes it easy to publish reports and dashboards to Power BI service. So your work doesn't just stay confined to your desktop. Once published, these reports become accessible to colleagues, stakeholders across the organizations. You can create dedicated workspaces like within Power BI. These are collaborative environments where teams can build, edit, or view reports together. It's a great way to ensure everyone is aligned and working in the same data. Power BI also offers robust permission controls, so you can set fine-grained access levels to ensure the right people have the appropriate level of interaction, whether it's viewing, editing, or managing content. So this collaborative approach not only improves transparency, but also accelerates decision making by keeping everyone on the same page. Next, we'll understand the enhanced analytics and the insights of Power BI. So Power BI isn't just about creating charts and dashboards. It's actually a powerful analytical platform that helps organizations dig deeper into their data and uncover meaningful insights. One of the standout features of Power BI is its advanced analytic capabilities. So these allow users to go beyond descriptive analytics and move into predictive and prescriptive analytics. So with AI integration, Power BI brings in features like natural language queries, anomaly detection, smart narratives, also integrating Copilot into the reports, making it easier to interpret data and automate insights. Another important feature is it also supports machine learning tools, which means you can build and train predictive models directly within Power BI using tools like Azure machine learning or Python scripts. So this is especially useful for forecasting trends or identifying patterns in large data sets. Another thing is you can also compute complex calculations. So Power BI's DAX, so DAX is a language, it stands for Data Analysis Expressions, allows users to generate highly customized metrics and logic, giving your full control over how data is processed and presented. Now let's look at the use case that we'll walk through. So this is a real world use case to understand how Power BI can drive tangible business outcomes. So this example is from the pharmaceutical retail sector where data complexity and operational scale are significant. So first, Power BI helped unify retail operations by integrating decentralized data, including sales, inventory, and financials into a single analytics platform. So this eliminated silos and gave stakeholders a holistic view of business. Second, with real-time dashboards, the company could track product performance, stock turnover, and revenue growth instantly. This enables faster decision-making and better responsive to market demands. And the third is the business impact, which is very substantial. They gained, they gained better visibility into operations, optimized cost, and made data-driven decisions that supported expansion and growth. So this use case is a very good example of how Power BI can transform traditional retail models into intelligent, insight-driven ecosystems. Now let's switch gears and jump into a live demo where I'll walk you through a similar scenario using Power BI. I'll show you how to build a dashboard that reflects these kinds of insights, from integrating data to visualizing performance metrics in real time. So let me go through the chat section. If there's any question till now, just pop in any questions if you have. Yeah. So which Power BI feature do you use the most, the Power Query or the visuals? I'll say since Power BI is most about creating dashboards, so you have to present the dashboard to the stakeholders. But apart from that, Power Query is important because if your data is clear, then only you'll be able to present good visuals. So I would say that investing most of your time in Power Query, getting the accurate data, the data formats is much important than presenting the visuals. So I hope you answered the question. Next is, what is the difference between report and dashboard in Power BI? So basically both are the same. In business terms, we call it as a dashboard. It's the presentable form, but on the developer side, we call it as a report. Okay. So let me just share my screen with you guys. Moment. Let me know if my screen is visible to you. Okay. So yeah. So when you open Power BI, so this is the home page that you land in. So this is the starting page of a Power BI desktop. From this, we'll click on the blank report first, since we are going to create it from scratch. Now, when you click on the blank report, this is the view that I was talking about. So this is the report view. As you can see here, this is known as a report view. And whatever visuals or whatever graphics you put inside this, whatever it's developed, that's known as a dashboard eventually. And the functionality, how it functions, that's the dashboard. So you can import data. So in order to get the dashboard, we need data. So how do we fetch the data from into the Power BI? So there's a get data option. So you click on get data. So here Power BI provides you various options through which you can import your data. So if your data is in Excel format, just click Excel workbook and proceed ahead. If your data is coming from another Power BI report, which is stored on the cloud services, so you can use Power BI semantic models, or if there's any data stored on SQL Server analysis service, if your data is in form of CSV or text file, or if it's coming from a web, so you can fetch data through all of these various kinds of sources. For this session, I have data in the form of an Excel, which I've got. So I'll show you the data first. So desktop and webinar. Okay. So this is the sample data set which I have got from web. So basically it's a pharma data where we have basically five tabs. That is product data, we have stores data, we have sales, we have inventory, and we have finance. So this is the data that we have, and we're going to import this Excel data into the Power BI. So going back to the Power BI again. So get data, click on Excel workbook, go to your file location, whether it's for me, it's Power BI webinar, and then just hit open. It will take some time to connect to the Power BI. And yeah, you can see here, these are the tabs that we had. Now, based on the business requirements, we can select which tabs you want. Now, since in this dashboard, I'm looking to create a dashboard for pharmaceutical company, I'm going to import all the data that I have. So just click finance, inventory, products, sales, and stores. Now, if you're very certain that your data is very clear and it, it doesn't need to be filtered or your data is very clean, then you can directly load the data. But if you're uncertain about it and you want to verify it, that's where you hit the transform data option. Now, once you hit the transform data option, this is the Power Query editor, which opens up, which I have shown you on the slides earlier. So this is the Power Query editor in which you'll go through each tab, each data entry and see if the data is in the proper format. So I'll click on the finance first and just verify. So this is the date column, this is store ID, total sales, total cost, operating, and net profit. So as far as I can see, date doesn't look in the form of a date. So it's important to change the format. And as you can see, the current format of date is a whole number. You can check it here. So I want it to be in the form of a date. So what I'll do is I'll click here and just select a date. So it will ask me whether you want to keep this add as a new step or you want to replace the current one. So this can be seen here, the applied step section. Whatever changes you apply would be reflected here. So I'm just going to add a new step. Again, the one more advantage of this applied step is, now let's see, I have made some changes. Now I've made changes in date column. But let's say if you want to go back to the original data set, I don't want to change. So I can just cross it and the data is back. So this is this is how you can use the Power Query editor and you can make changes. So currently I'm going to keep it in the date format because I need in date. So add a new step and it's in date format. Next, I'll check the store ID. It's correct. It's total sales in the form of a decimal number. Everything is correct. So I'm just gonna go ahead, check the inventory tab. In inventory too, we can check each one of it. And as you can see, everything is in the proper data format. So no changes required. Going on to the products tab. Similarly, I'll check each column, whether there's any missing data or whether the data types are correct. If there's any missing data into that, so Power Query, you can also here click here replace values. So if there's any null entry, just type here null, and let's say you want to replace it with 0 or anything. So just add a number and hit OK. For this data, there's no null entries. I'm sure about it, so I'm just not avoiding this step at the moment. Going to the sales data, again, I'll check the transaction IDs in the form of a whole number, store IDs in the form of a text, product ID text, again, date. So here also I'm going to change it. So as I showed earlier, you can change it from here, but you can also change it from here. So when you click here, you can get various data types where you can change it. So I'm going to just click date, add a new step, and it gets changed to date format. Rest all I see is in the proper data format. Next, I'll go to stores option. Here you can see that the major challenge is the first row, the store ID, store name, location, region, manager. This should be the name of the columns instead of column 5, column 4, column 3, column 1. So this should be the column name. So this can be done using here. Use first row as headers. So I click here, use first row as headers, and you can see we get the relevant column names. Now that all data is in the format that I want, what I'm just going to do is I'm going to close and apply. Wait for a few times, the Power BI make some changes in the dashboard, and now you'll see the data getting loaded at this here. Okay, so now you can see you've got all the data that you want. It's finance, it's inventory, it's product, sales, stores, everything you have is here. Now, since we are dealing with the dates in this particular dashboard, what I always prefer is always working with a separate date table. The reason being, it allows time intelligence functions into it. So DAX, the data analyst expressions, has time intelligence functions, so which enables you to work with dates more effectively. The benefits of this is the date function most of the time requires data to be continuous and complete. So that's the reason why I always prefer creating a date table first. So in order to create that, I'll have to write a DAX for the same. So what I'll do is have to go to modeling, and here you can see various options: new measure, quick measure, new column, and there's just a new table option. So I'm just click new table option, and I'll have to write a DAX for the new table. So I'll just say date equals to calendar. Then I'll say minimum of, I'll take the sales data entry because that's going to be the most recent data that we have. So it's going to be sales date, and it's got the minimum of sales, and similarly we get the maximum of sales, maximum of sales date. And then we have to just close it and just click OK, enter. So you've got the date table here, but it doesn't have any month or any the year or any columns that we have. So for that, I'm just going to create new columns into the date, which would be required for us. Let's say if we need year, or if you need a month number, or if you need a month name. So that can be done by writing a DAX again. So this can be done by, again, going to the modeling, new measure, and I'll create a measure for year because I want to extract year from the date. So year would be year of date column. Let's say, oops, this should be must date of, and then I'll close it. So giving an error. Just let me check with my data head. Yeah, yeah. Oh, sorry, just give me a moment. This is the tags that I've got. Okay. So this is the tags that I've got. And similarly, we'll create it for we have created the year, and similarly, we'll go into the similarly we create the measures for, let's say, month number, wherein you can again go here, you can create new measure, you can say month number, say month, and date, date, and again, let's say date here. So I've created measures for year and date. So after that, what I'm going to do now is jump into the visualization sections and just drag in the key KPIs that I have. So here are the visualization, the visuals that you can put into. So I'm gonna need the KPI visual, the card visual first. So this visual allows you to drag in and display the key KPI at the top. So here you have the sales data. So I need the total sales first. Total sales first. So this is the total sales, and you're just gonna drag and drop into the fill section. Sorry. So this is the total sales that we got. I'm gonna edit it and rename it. So this is the format visual in which you can format the visual. So just go here, just go into general. I'm gonna name it as total sales. So what I want the call out label. So I'm just gonna turn it off for now. And instead of that, I'm gonna add title to it. So I'll type the next total sales. I'm gonna keep it in the center. And yeah, that's it. So this is the first visual that you've got, the total sales. In order to format, or let's say if you wanna add some effects into it, so you can add the visual border shadow. So for now, I'm gonna add shadow into it. And again, if I click shadow, I want to be in the inside. So this is your first KPI, that is total sales. Now, the next is I want the total quantity of the products that I've got. So again, I'm going to hit the KPI card, go here, and the total quantity is here. So I'm going to just drag it here. So this is a total quantity that I got. Similarly, I'm going to just turn off the category label, turn on the title, and just write total quantity. Again, I'm gonna center line it, add some shadows. Effects, shadow, I'll keep the shadow on and it should be inside. So yeah, again, I've got total quantity. And the next I want is, I want to see the, uh, let's say the finance net profit, the net profit. So net profit, I can find it in the finance one. So again, I can just drag the just put the card visual again here. Or what I can do is I'll just copy paste this. So I'll just copy this and paste it. And you've got the visual again. And instead of sum of quantity, I'll replace it with net profit. Okay, so here keep in mind to change the title that you've got. So this should be total finance net profit. Sorry, finance net profit. Okay, so these are the visuals that we got. Now we will look into the various. Now let's say we want to identify, we want to understand the sales by the category of products. So for that, I would prefer going with the donut chart for now. So this is a donut chart that I've got. So inside this, I'll put legend as category, and in it, I'll add total sales as the I'll have total sales as the values. So as a sales, total sales into the values section. Yeah, your first visual is ready. So this tells us about the total sales by category. Again, you can change the title as per you want. So I'm just gonna name it as sales by category. Just gonna center line it, and your first visual is ready. So as you can see, the pain relief supplements have got 41.29K of the sales. So the supplements have got around 22.04K of sales. Similarly, you can see for other categories as well. So your first visual is ready about the sales by category. Next, I want to identify the total sales by category again, the total sales by year and month. And I want to identify it through category. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just add a clustered column chart. And in it, I'm going to add the date column here. I'm going to add the month column into the x-axis. And I'm going to drag and drop the total sales into the y-axis. So after the total sales into y-axis. So it's showing me because it's not linked. So I have to create a date table. Oh, I need a year month. So, okay. I need a year month DAX first. What I'm going to do is I'm going to, why is this cursor here? Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna, uh, I need a DAX for month number as well. So I'll just write it again. So inside the date, I'll write new measure for month number, and month number is date. Why is it showing me an error? Let me fix it. Yeah, let's see. Why is it showing me an error? Just give me a moment, guys. So let me just delete this. Let's see. Delete from model, delete. And what I'm gonna do is start modeling in table and copy update. And so, okay. So once I update, I forgot to mention you that we need to also model the data. So before modeling, we need to create a new measure for here. Say, okay, fine. Just give me a moment. Just gonna create a KPIs again. Just gonna add total sales here. I'm gonna add total quantity. And I'm gonna add net profit. So we've got the KPIs, and I'm gonna just create a donut chart based on the total sales, and the total sales has the values and category legend. Next, we'll cluster it. Okay, so we are gonna do a clustered column chart for to understand the sales by date. So I'm gonna add just months to the x-axis and the total sales to the y-axis, and these are the total sales that we have got. So this is these are total sales by month, I can say, and you can separate it based on the categories that we have got. So you can put in the legend section, you can just drag and drop the category. So yeah, so this is a second visual in which you get the total sales by month by category. So I'll just rename it general title. I'll say total sales by month and category. Yeah. Now the next is I wanna see the I wanna see the by month how much is the total sales. So you can do that by using the stacked area chart. Now in this, what you can do is you can add, again, I'll add month in the x-axis and I'll add the total sales in the y-axis. And this is the area chart that I've got. This is the stacked area chart for total sales by month. Next if the stakeholder or the business requirement is we want to identify the top 10 products. So we can do that. So for that, I'll just add the clustered, the stack bar chart, and in it, I'll add y-axis at the product name. So product name, you can get it from here. So y-axis would be the product name, and the sales will be again in the x-axis. And so this is the option is the focus mode in which you can enlarge and see the visual. So this is at present showing for every product, but I want it for the top 10. So how can I do it for the top 10? So this, we have to select the visual. Here's the filter section, which you can see. Click on the product name. Instead of basic filtering, select top N and select top 10. So we want to filter it by the value, that is the total sales. So I'm going to drag the total sales again into the by value section and apply filter. Now you can see that the we have got the top 10 products instead of all the products. So you've got top 10 products. So I'm just gonna name the visual again. So title, right? Top 10 products. So these are the top 10 products. Now I want to know based on the each store location, based on each store, I want to know how much products are then in the inventory and how much stock is in hand and how much is the reorder level at the moment. So basically reorder level is how much stock is remaining before which we have to reorder the stock again. So for that, I'm gonna need the matrix visual. So in the matrix visual, in the rows section, I'm gonna drag and drop the product name. And also I need store name as well for that. So here's the stores section and stores name again, it goes into the rows. And after that, in the value section, we have to go stock in hand. So stock on hand is available in is in inventories. Yeah. So stock on hand goes into the value section. And again, we need stock reorder level. So yeah, here's the reorder level. So again, that also goes into the value section. So yeah, so this is the visual that you have. So for product one, we have total 500 product stock in hand, in which store one has 83, its reorder level is 12, store two 199, 444 order level. So for each product, we have got this. Now, what I want to do is instead of I want to keep an eye on stock in hand, because the store managers would need stock in hand to understand whether this whether the stock is available or whether it's ending. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add a conditional formatting on stock on hand. So for that, I would need a new measure in order to get the, let's say, if the stock is if the stock is less than the reorder level, then it gets red, otherwise it gets green. So for example, let's say for product one, store one, the stock on hand is 83 and the reorder level is 12, so obviously this will be green. But on the contrary, let's say store 5, the stock on hand is 24, but reorder level is 43. So in this case, the stock on hand should get red. So for that, I'm just gonna write a DAX for the same, and the DAX would be just copy pasted the DAX. So just instead of just go to modeling, just create a new measure. And I'll just copy paste. So I've created a new measure stock color. So what it does is inside the if statement, it checks if the inventory stock in hand is less than the reorder level. If it's true, if it's less than that, it turns red, or else it's green. So this is the DAX that wrote, and just say commit. So DAX is created. Now I have to apply conditional formatting. So this can be done by, so here's the values, the sum of stock in or stock on hand. You can just click on this arrow here, go to conditional formatting. I want the background color. I want the field value because I have created a measure for it. So that's why it's the field value. Go into the sum of stock in hand, go in all data. So this is the measure stock color that I've created. Just click and click OK. So here you can see all this is turned into green because its stock on hand is greater than the reorder level. So we have well sufficient stock for store 1, store 2, store 3, store 4. But after store 5, but for store 5, it's red because the stock is near end and the reorder level is high. So this is how you can apply conditional formatting in the matrix visual. Next one, what I'm going to do is, let's say I want to identify the sales by region. So we have stores in various regions, but so I want to identify the total sales that have been done in regions. So for that, I'm going to use this Azure map visual. So this creates a map, the global geographic map. In this one, I'm the location, I'm going to drag and drop the region. And in the size, I'm going to drag and drop the total sales. Okay, so as you can see, I'm just going to switch on the category labels here. So yeah, the category labels are here. So as you can see, these are the total. So in the northeast, the sales amount is this much. In the southeast, the sales amount is around this much. So this is how you can. So this is how the Azure map visual just encircles the region based on the total number of sales. So this is the dashboard that we have got in the moment. Now the only thing is the cosmetic part that is pending. So I'm just gonna make some cosmetic changes at the moment. So let's say click this and go to the visualizations pane. Let's see, we want the effect, want to add some effect. Let's say I want to add some shadow into it and let it be inside. So I've got one visual here. Again, for this one, I'm going to do the same, just arrange it, do some cosmetic changes, add a shadow. The inside I can drag and drop here. Again, I'm gonna add some shadow into it. I want it to be inside. And apart from that, let's say this one, I'm gonna, for this visual total sales by category. So for that, we can do is I'm gonna add the, let's say the title, I'm gonna just center line it. Or what I can do is, let's say if I wanna add some, make some changes to the sales by category, I'll just write total sales by category. And I'm just gonna, I want a background for it. So maybe I'll just keep it a bit grayish. Maybe I'll turn on the bold for font. And yeah, I'll just also add some borders to the visual. So I'll turn on the visual border and maybe I'll turn on the shade from the outside. So see, this is how you can create visuals and edit the visuals as per your needs. So this is the sample dashboard which I've created. Now, in order to understand the dynamic functioning, so let's say for I want to understand the total sales for, let's say, for product 17. What I'll do is I'll just click on product, click on the product 17, and all the data will be filtered based on the particular product. So as you can see for product 17, I have these all stores under product 17. So so the product 17, all these stores is well in stock and we don't need to reorder it again. Similarly, we can do it for different products as well. Similarly, we can do it for, let's say we want to do it by region. So let's say in the Northeast, we want to identify. So this is the data for the Northeast region in which, see, these are the stores, and you can see that under, so store 5 is in the Northeast region, and it's the stock is ending, so we'll have to reorder it. Similarly, we can see the monthly sales for the Northeast region. Now, since the tooltip is on, and you wanna, let's say you wanna, a particular manager wants to see the visual or data labels here. So what I'm just going to do is just click here, go into the format visual section and just turn on the data labels. So here you can see the data labels. It's 11K for Jan, 9K for here, and March it so shows 470. So this is how you can create a dashboard, write a DAX for it. I've not gone much complicated in the DAX, but you can write, once you understand the DAX, understand the DAX, you can write the DAX you want. You can create various measures. So here you can create profit margin percentage. You can create the sales by each product. So for that, all of that, you'll have to learn DAX and write DAX accordingly. So this was the dashboard creation for that we have done, and similarly we can do that. So any questions you have till this part, you can just drop into the chat, and I'll stop sharing screens from now, and I think I'll give over to Harshil.
Thank you everyone for joining.